Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back today, I should say. Not this week, today. This isn't a podcast. This is a news episode. Welcome back today, Thursday, February 8th. And we are going to talk some news today, just like every day, right? And this is News with Nick, and I am Nick. And we have a decent plate of news today. We're going to talk about FTC versus Xbox again. That's all back in the news. Stuff happening there. We have 2K getting sued, so more positive news in the gaming universe. We also have Nintendo kind of throwing their 2 cents out there. They've spoken about Palworld. What do they think about that? We're going to chat about that. And we're going to talk a little bit here in the beginning about Ubisoft and where they think things land for one of their franchises. Let's get right into it. We're going to start off, though, with a Ubisoft story that is... Come on. Who out there's playing it? Skull and Bones, right? Everybody's playing this game. Everybody's playing Skull and Bones. Well, I found this funny. Okay, this just happened not long ago. Article says here, Ubisoft CEO defends Skull and Bones $70 price tag despite its live service leanings, calling it quadruple A. Quadruple A. They're calling this game Quadruple A. I was in a Discord earlier today, chatting with some buddies in there. This is not a Quadruple A game. This is a game that has been in the making for 13 to 15 years, roughly, and is running on an engine that looks like it was made to run Assassin's Creed 2. That's not Quadruple A. Let's hear what they have to say. I haven't even read through this yet. So... the caller asks why Ubisoft was insisting on charging $70 for a game that potentially limiting the size of its player base, suggesting a free-to-play model may be better suited for a live service mechanics and give it a better chance to build a community. They replied with an assertion that Skull and Bones deserves to be a full-price game because of its scale. Because of its scale. Quote, "You will see that Skull and Bones is a fully fledged game," he said. "It's a very big game, and we feel that people will really see how vast and complete that game is. It's a really full, quadruple A game that will deliver in the long run," end quote. I don't think people agree with you. Okay, your live beta's out now, open to everybody. I'd love to know if anybody out there has checked it out. In the comments, let me know. Hit up our Discord. You'll see the links for that down in the comments or the description. I want to know what people think of this game. I'm not going to give it the time of day. It is not my style of game. But for somebody to stand up and say that we have a quadruple, and he stops himself in the quote, quadruple A game. You know what? It's got to be fun first. And if it's not fun, the homies don't want none, right? If it ain't fun, the homies don't want none. I don't want none. I'm one of the homies. I don't want none of this. This was just a giant waste of a lot of people's time. And that might be a hot take, but a lot better stuff could have been being made other than this. No, thank you. Moving on to the next Ubisoft conversation. Ubisoft disappointed by Assassin's Creed Nexus VR sales. They will not increase VR investment. So the co-founder of Ubisoft, however you guys want to say it, I say it both ways, has Assassin's Creed Nexus VR sales shows them as disappointing and stated the publisher will not be doing any more heavily investing into the VR setup of things. So this was during a Q&A I found over on Video Games Chronicles. Says the Q&A session as part of a conference call discussion for Ubisoft's Q3 sales for its fiscal 2024. One caller asked about the emergence of a new VR format like the Meta Quest 3 and the Apple Vision Pro and whether the company had an update on its plans for developing the VR software for platforms on the VR platform. VR games software for the VR platform. He replied, same guy by the way, Ubisoft was not yet willing to commit too much of its resources to VR, mainly because Assassin's Creed Nexus VR didn't sell as well as they expected. We have been a bit disappointed by what we were able to achieve on the VR with the Assassin's Creed, he explained. It did okay, and it continues to sell, but we thought it would sell more. So we are not increasing our investment in VR at the moment because it needs to take off. We have been very impressed by what Apple came up with, and we think that it's fantastic hardware, but we continue to look at this VR business as something that we have to look at but not invest too much in until it grows enough. That's another quote from him, end quote. Assassin's Creed is saturating the market. Ubi, whatever. They have made too many of these games. So they're running into an issue. This should have been like a bi-yearly series, and I think it would have just had some long legs, but every year we're getting one or a couple, and we're getting mobiles and regulars, and like the convoluted story and which way you play them, and all the chronological versus, release order, forget about it. It's just too much. It's too much. So anyway, not a big VR guy, so this doesn't bother me much. I'm not a big Assassin's Creed guy anymore. After Assassin's Creed 3, I kind of fell off. And I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Out of curiosity, you have to hit me up in the comments. Let's talk some Assassin's Creed. See what you guys think. Maybe get me back on the bandwagon. Don't know. Not going to make it easy on you, I'll tell you that much. All right. Okay, let's move around here. We're gonna swap over. We're going to talk about some FTC stuff happening right now with with Xbox, and it's not looking good for those guys. Okay, so as you all know, you should know, Activision Blizzard King also purchased by Xbox along with Bethesda, and there was a bunch of layoffs, right? About 1,900 layoffs. Well, the FTC not happy about that. They say that the decision to cut FTC complains about Microsoft's decision to cut Activision Microsoft Blizzard's jobs in a court filing. So the FTC has said Microsoft's decision to make mass layoffs in its gaming division contradicts previous statements it made in court about how it planned to run Xbox business if it acquired Activision. Following the court victory, Microsoft, obviously, they laid off 1,900 people. I reported that here on news. And it says, in response to the FTC's complaint, Microsoft has claimed that Activision was already planning on eliminating a significant number of jobs, in quotations, prior to the acquisition of the company. In a message sent to staff, Xbox Phil Spencer said, the decision was taken after Microsoft and Activision Blizzard's leadership teams set priorities, identified areas of overlap, and ensured that we are all aligned on the best opportunities for growth, which I also reported on that quote as well. The complaint sent, here it says, in a complaint sent to the Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals on Wednesday, the FTC argued that this move was inconsistent with Microsoft's suggestion that to this court that the two companies would operate independently post-merger. It says, moreover, it added the reported elimination of thousands of jobs undermines the FTC's ability to order effective relief should the pending administrative proceeding result in a determination that Microsoft's acquisition of Activision violated the Section 7 of the Clayton Act. It says Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard Studios have been impacted by the layoffs, including Sledgehammer Games, Toys for Bob, and Blizzard. The World of Warcraft studio has an untitled survival game that was also canceled, which I also reported on here too. So this is bad, but it's kind of good. The FTC is still kind of looking out for us small humans that don't have the hundreds of millions of dollars. Unfortunately, it's all over. I don't see them being able to do anything about this. I really wish they could, wish people get their jobs back. I see exactly what they're saying, and I fully agree with it. They did state that they would be working business as usual, and then they do this combination situation happening. There was a big thing about Toys for Bob actually was getting shut down. I think that turned into where they're actually working remotely now. but the team has been like very, uh, just shrunken down, right? Terrible. Like Toys for Bob makes great games, and they could do a lot with Banjo Kazooie and Conquer and those, because that's the style of games that they make. We've seen plenty of them. They did the Crash games over, again. But anyway, this is definitely bad news with a slight little bit of good news in there, that there's still somebody looking out for us little guys. And unfortunately, I'm kind of a realist when it comes to it. I don't see anything changing here. You guys have to let me know what your thoughts are, but it's a bit of a bummer. It's just not going to happen today, as far as I can see it. The deal is done. You're not getting away from it. Let's move on. I'm going to talk some NBA 2K24, or you might as well just say Take-Two and 2K games, however you want to put that. Well, they're getting sued. There's been a lawsuit filed against them here. Virtual currencies, it states, are fictions, Take-Two argues, in microtransaction theft lawsuit. So lawyers representing Take-Two have called virtual currencies fictions created by the gaming publishers in response to a class action suit concerned with the company's handling of microtransactions, which they're a pretty bad situation with these games. If you guys aren't familiar, I don't spend money on these. I play them every once in a while, but I don't spend the microtransaction stuff. The suit accuses NBA 2K, PGA Tour 2K, and WWE 2K, the publisher of these games, 2K obviously, of stealing from players because it doesn't allow them to transfer virtual currencies from past series' entries to the new ones when they're released. I get that. I would be a bit upset about that too. I mean, these are a yearly franchise. Why don't you let that happen? It calls Take-Two's approach unfair, illegal, and greedy. Agree with all that, 100%. As virtual currency purchased with real money is lost when the game servers are switched off, which plaintiffs argue is relatively quickly following the release of the new series entry. 100% agree. That's just taking my money. Like, where does my money go at that point, right? You're just funneling it back into the games, or you're just giving it to your corporate bigwigs? What are you doing here? It says, by removing plaintiff and class members, VC, but okay, yeah, the defendants took and stole their personal property, fraudulently appropriated property that had been entrusted to a defendant, according to the suit, which was filed in a federal court last November. VC is not plaintiff's property, which VC is the money. It's a virtual currency, right? That's what they mean by that. It says it's not the plaintiff's property. Take-Two's lawyers responded that last week. That's obviously what the plaintiff's property is not the virtual currency, is basically what they're arguing, and that they're saying that it's not like their property, but it is. We spent our money on it, right? So said thing becomes ours. So there's got to be some fine print along with like digital games and stuff, right? And that's kind of where they get into it. According to Take-Two's end user license agreement, which players must agree to before using its software, virtual currency and its virtual goods are strictly non-transferable. So, this kind of goes all back into digital. Do you own it? Do you not own it? I think it's ridiculous because you want to build something, right? So like if you put money into a game and that game is a franchise, then that money should work all the way down the franchise from beginning to end. If the servers are working, the money should be working, right? Simple as that. It shouldn't be like this massive change of servers, shutting things down, giving my money to somebody else, taking it away, whatever you end up doing. Still uncool. That's really where it comes down to. And it's mega unfortunate. And I'm not sure where they're going to go about this. Like, it's a rough deal. It's just a big fat bummer. And hopefully this lawsuit will get them to thinking about this. And people can spend with their wallets, right? They can speak with their wallets, I should say. Don't buy the games. Don't buy them. When they see their sales drop big time, maybe they'll start making changes to this kind of stuff, and then it can help. Don't know. We'll just have to find out and see. So gonna talk about, let's get back to the page here. Gonna talk about Nintendo, coming after Palworld, right? maybe not coming after, like maybe that's not the right way to put it, but there is there's some talking happening now. Nintendo speaking out here says Nintendo presidents asked about Palworld during a Q&A session. President Shintaro Furukawa has commented on the ongoing debate over Palworld and its alleged similarities of the Pokemon series. Obviously, since launching, the game is super popular. It says, however, according to Reuters, Furukawa, was asked about the Palworld situation, and he is quoted that we have received many inquiries regarding another company's game release, which I kind of reported on back a little while ago and talked about this. But he says there's something going on. I mean, this news article keeps coming back, and it comes back with more information. It just, something's happening. I've talked about this once already. This article it's dropped again here just as of yesterday, with just a little bit of added more information in there of, the possible things happening in the background, what that could be. And it's going to be interesting if they try to do anything. I really don't know how many legs they can stand on this. The debate is out there. It's a valid debate, but I don't play either one of them. I can look at the games that you see here on screen. I can look at the way the characters look and see that, yes, there's definitely a lot of similarities, but I don't know where that line is. So they're continuing to do what they do, and Nintendo, right? And I don't know what they're going to end up doing in this situation, but there's more to this. Something more is going to happen. There's enough money in there getting made that it's not going to get overlooked. That's always where things end up, is money, right? It's always money. So we'll find out in the future what happens here, but he's speaking up slowly but surely, keeping the tongues tight right now. But there's been rumors and things been said that they can't even talk about this. If they mention Palworld, then they can be reprimanded and things like this. If you work for Nintendo or the Pokemon company, yeah, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It's come on, maybe use it as some fuel to the fire. Make a better game. Make a game similar to this. Just keep it kiddified. Good deal. Make it slingshots instead of guns or something. Who knows? Anyway, I could talk about that. The last thing I want to kind of bring up here, this is some happy news. I like bringing happy stuff. I finally get to bring happy stuff every once in a while. I'm going to look for it. I'm going to use it. So Humble Bundle, if you guys aren't familiar with it, check out humblebundle.com. They're awesome. I use them quite often. They have great deals out there, and their stuff goes straight to charity. So every purchase you make on there, they're sending percentages of that to the charities, and just game developers are helping build, a charity for people who need it, and it's awesome. So I received this on an email today, so I'm going to read this email real quick and just kind of fill everybody in on Humble Bundle and hopefully spread the word a little bit more than already is out there. But Humble Bundle has been launched since 2010, so it's been out for about 14 years now. They've been doing this thing. In 14 years, they've raised $250 million. That's awesome. That's $250 million just to share the love of video games and put them out there and just give a little bit back. That's awesome. In 2023, they raised $14 million alone. That's fantastic. And that helped, it says, that's helped fund and work critical charities like the Global Food Banking Network, Active Minds, Direct Relief, Special Effect, Girls Who Code, One Tree Planted, and many, many more. Awesome job, Humble Bundle. Awesome job to anybody who's watching out there that uses Humble Bundle. I love it. I use it all the time. They have great deals on there. Their Humble Bundle Choice thing was super cool. I definitely used that a bunch of times. And it's great. And we use it on the podcast, we give away games and stuff as well on the podcast. And it's a fun time. It's absolutely fantastic. So just keep paying it forward. Nothing wrong with that. That's always the right thing to do is pay it forward. Well, that is it for news today. Ended on a high note, ended on something happy and uplifting, because we all need that. I definitely need that, so I'm glad. But yes, I'm done. We're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of here. Keep using wheeze. But yes, that is it for today. And remember, okay, share. I love to share all of this with everybody. That's my favorite thing, and it's the biggest thing that can help is liking and commenting down there, and then share. Just share away the channel and just share the love of loud thumbs with everybody. And we always got to keep them thumbs loud. We need them to play games, right? So they got to stay hefty, and that's how we do it. But yes, that's it for me. That was it for news. Hit me in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the news today. Anything big I missed? Anything small I missed? Who knows? It's hard to grab it all. I'm just one man. But that's it. I'm out of here. Until next time, hey, don't forget, controllers need exercise too. So keep those thumbs loud.